Hey, good morning. So, I had a chance to check out Marvel Studios' Ironheart TV show. Ironheart TV show is based on the character of Riri Williams, the teenage super genius who was featured in Wakanda Forever. She is a not an Iron Man replacement, rather another genius who builds a suit of armor, highly advanced suit of armor, and becomes a hero. So the show comes out, and before anyone is able to see the show it was what you call review bombed. And if you're not sure what that is, basically people went on to the Rotten Tomatoes site in droves, like thousands of people, and talked negatively about the show before it even aired, before anyone even saw the show. They went on there and gave it negative reviews, dropping it down to around a 32% on Rotten Tomatoes, okay? Making it certified rotten, right? So Rotten Tomatoes caught wind of it, and they actually went on there, cleared out all those negative reviews because you hadn't seen the show, and then posted only the reviews that came in probably 20-30 minutes after the show aired, right? So it got accurate reviews, and it currently sits over like 70% right now, which is fresh. This is a fresh review, which is a pretty good review on Rotten Tomatoes. I say all that to say, um, this is getting sad in nerd spaces. There are a lot of racists in nerd spaces, a lot of sexists in nerd spaces. Okay. And I'm not going to just levy this on white people. I'm going to also levy this on some of my brothers. I'm going to get to you in a second. It's interesting that we get to sit in movie theaters for a couple of hours, go to conventions together, attend events together, and nerd out over the things that we love. But unfortunately, those same people bring their prejudices and their biases, their hate, and their sexism with them. Unfortunately, I've been a nerd all my life. When the internet first got started, we had chat rooms, and I would often read, people saying the N word and people doing racial jokes and using racial slurs against Asians and against Jews, against black people, against Middle Eastern people, sexist statements, and all these things will be allowed to be in these chat rooms because they were frequented by white males. And it's crazy that in 2025, I'm not shocked, but it's still crazy to see these things still go on, right? On major sites now, and in rooms on social media where you still see these things. And again, I'm not going to solely put this on at the feet of white men. I'm also going to talk to my brothers. I'm going to get to you in a second. But what I saw when I saw people talk about this show in rooms on social media, one of the biggest things that they said, not only about the character of Riri Williams, but also the actress that plays her, Dominique, they said that both are very arrogant and need to be humbled. I seen need to be humbled a couple times. Cocky and arrogant. Let's stay with those two words for a second when you're talking about a character like Riri Williams. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? I remember, oh yeah, Iron Man, Tony Stark, cocky, arrogant, white, privileged. But through circumstances, he turned his life around and became a hero. Riri Williams doesn't come from privilege. She's from Chicago, in the hood. And she was a genius. Went to MIT. Yes, she's cocky. She's arrogant. She's sure of herself. And that's fine. Because if you know anything about the character, through circumstances, she becomes a hero. How come that's okay for a white male to start out cocky and arrogant and become a hero. But with a black woman, she becomes a pariah that must be humbled. Brothers, a lot of those statements about arrogance and needing to be humbled came from you. Not only about the character, but about the actress who plays her. She's a young actress. She's trying to make her way in Hollywood like everyone else. And yes, when people talk about her and talk about her character, she takes it personal. She should. Because you don't know her, nor do you know the character. Because most of the people talking, you haven't picked up a comic book. Probably ever. And the information you get comes from the internet. And how dare you tell this black woman that she and her character are arrogant and need to be humbled? What would you tell your daughter if she was a super genius? What if she was brilliant, made all great grades, but she was a little cocky about it? Would you tell her that she needs to be humble, that she needs to be small, that she needs to silence herself? If you really watch the nuance of the show, that's what it's about. It's about a black woman, a young black woman who's a genius and aware of her genius, but is constantly told to be small, to humble herself, to not make waves, when she wants to be epic and create things that are epic. You didn't see the show before you made the review. You didn't read the comics before you made the review. You saw a black woman in her brilliance and decided that was a bridge too far. Shame on you and anybody that thinks like you. You fucking trolls.